Today I'm going to be sharing a video about cleaning your carburetor without having to take it off your car. And before you consider taking your car apart, taking your carburetor off your car, a cheap fix that I've learned in the past is to use carburetor cleaner. And you want to use it straight out of the can. And all these carburetor cleaners basically do the same thing. This one's made from Toyota. This one's called Gum Out. Get these at the auto parts store. And this particular carburetor is for a Chevy. Before you want to rebuild your carburetor, you go down to the auto parts store and you buy a carb kit. Basically get a box full of gaskets. The instructions are kind of complicated. If you've never done it before, it's kind of a complicated procedure to set everything back to factory specifications. On a carburetor, there's a fuel bowl vent. Almost all carburetors have a fuel bowl vent. The only carburetor that wouldn't probably have a fuel bowl vent is a boat, because you don't want fumes accumulating inside of a boat's engine cabinet. And what I learned a long time ago was if your car isn't idling well, it doesn't start well, or if it hesitates when you give it the throttle, take some carburetor cleaner. It's about $2 from the auto parts supply. You get the little red hose, you put the red hose in the cap and squirt the carburetor cleaner into the fuel bowl vent. So as you begin to fill the fuel bowl with carburetor cleaner, you're essentially allowing the carburetor cleaner to run through all of the internal parts without getting too complicated. What I've found is when I've rebuilt carburetors is they're basically clean inside when you open them up, no matter how dirty they look on the outside. And cleaning the carburetor and making it work better is two different things. I mean, if you're just going to spray carburetor cleaner on the outside, it will take the varnish off the outside and it will look cleaner, but it won't make it run better. So if you've seen some of the videos on the internet about how to clean a carburetor and they're squirting it on the outside or in the choke, it's not going to actually make it run better. It might keep the choke from sticking, but it won't actually make it run any better. See, when you squirt carburetor cleaner down the choke, it doesn't actually clean any interior parts. And if you want your carburetor to run better, you want to actually run the carburetor cleaner through the internal parts. And the way to do that, like I told you, and without removing it from your car, is to squirt this carburetor cleaner with this straw into the fuel bowl vent. It then fills the fuel bowl full of carburetor cleaner. I'm not saying it's pure carburetor cleaner, but it mixes with the gasoline that's already in there, and it makes it clean the interior parts. And I'm going to give you a demonstration of that while it's on the car. So follow me to my car and we'll run the carburetor cleaner through the car while the car is running. So aside from having to tear your carburetor apart and put it in the carburetor dip, let me put that aside. One thing about the carburetor dip is once you open up that can and, for instance, in your garage, you'll be able to smell that for a whole week. It's very stinky stuff and you don't want to get it on your hands. So some people, about 10,000 people have watched my carburetor video, on how to clean the carburetor without pulling it out of the car. And I got a feeling a lot of people look at that video and they're going, nah, I ain't doing that to my car. So I'm gonna remove the float bowl and show you that exactly that the carburetor cleaner goes right into the gasoline in the carburetor, and it won't hurt your carburetor. It won't hurt your catalytic converter. It won't hurt anything. Once you take the fuel bowl off, you'll see that watch, I'm going to put carburetor cleaner inside the vent. You can see it come out where the float bowl is. So it goes right into the gasoline. There's no fear of having, squirting carburetor cleaner in through the fuel bowl vent. It won't hurt the car in any way. It'll actually clean your car, and your car will run better. It'll idle smoother. It'll start easier, idle smoother. It'll run better, and you'll save gas.